Normally, man walks, so there is no any big deal. But stand up and fly. The question is impossible. We'll never fly. He has this experience already that men, human beings, don't fly. So when they say fly, he will never think of any other thing. You get what I'm saying now? The next thing, how to do this is, the first thing they say fly. The question you need to ask is how. If you ask the question how, you will get answer to how to fly. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But if you have this experience that is affecting you, you'll not be able to fly. Now, if you have experience of experience in your house because of marriage, you now think because of that experience you cannot move. Ask yourself, how will I navigate this that I will not get into this? Are you getting what I'm trying to say now? So that's another reason for marital delay. The next one is past lifestyle. Have you heard of Aristo before? Oh, those people, they service politicians. They travel here and there. They have been using their lifestyle in a very bad way. So when it's time for them to marry, they will not see anybody to marry. When they are supposed to marry, they are doing Aristo all around. You get what I'm saying now? They are doing Aristo all around. So past lifestyle is one thing that will not let you get married. A brother was sagging, put earring like this, just keep bouncing, going to clubs, things like that. Everybody knows this brother around. So this brother, it's time for this brother to marry. Everybody will be saying, marry this one, marry this one. Because of his past lifestyle, nobody wants to marry him. So he will have marital delay. In fact, when they see him in mosques, they will be doubting that, are you sure this one has changed? So past lifestyle can affect your marriage. So with that again, you realize that marital delay will affect you. The next one is indecision. You see this indecision? From my experience, we used to ask one question, what do men really want? Some men, you want to ask, what do they really want? What do they want in a woman? On our platform, you used to send sisters pictures, and a brother would just say, oh, I like this one, I like that one. I have a particular brother. He has sent almost 15 pictures. And those pictures, you will see a tall sister, you will see a short sister, you see a fair, and I ask, come, which one do you want? I'm looking at all this, I did not really see, this is where you are going, this is what you want. If, for instance, you give me like, first one she's tall, second one she's tall, third one she's tall, I say, maybe this brother like tall sister. Is that also indecision? A brother can tell you, I want a sister that is religious, that has good attitude. You now see a sister that is religious, has good attitude. You say, brother, this is a sister. Ah, this one is not fine now. Ah. What do you want? You see, they take beauty over attitude and religion. And when you tell them, say, no, it's just religious. When it's religious, you see religious sister, you'll be running away. Indecision is a cause of marital delay. And most of us here are supposed to have married. But because of indecision, who is supposed to have married here? Let me see your hand. He said they will not tell me. The next one is academic pursuit. Academic pursuit. Some people, as I said earlier on, they want to do their masters, they want to do their PhD, they must get this. In fact, some parents even say, until you finish your PhD before you marry. You know, my wife too, they told me, they said she must finish her masters. I was waiting, but the next thing I now went to go and do my own masters too. Let us be doing the masters together. So that is academic pursuit. The next one is sickness, disease. Some people are so sick. La ilaha illallah Muhammad. A brother, when he was 35 years old, he got pexilated. You know when somebody's a little bit mad? For good 9 years, this brother head is not correct. You know what it means now? 9 years. After 35 years, this thing occurred. 9 plus 35 is how many? So when he's now okay, we now start saying, okay, we want him to get married. You know what? One thing sister used to ask is, what is this brother been doing? You know, what has he been doing all this while that he's not married? If a brother that is over 40 is coming, they will be asking such questions. Because they know that there is marital delay. Maybe there is something that is happening. Maybe he has married somewhere. Maybe, and the brother is saying, I'm single, I've never married before. They will not believe. You know? So that is what sickness can cause. So people can sick like that and stay there for a long time. May Allah make it easy for us. The next one is packaging and appearance. It's all about packaging. Some people don't have this packaging. No? Some people don't have this packaging. Their appearance is not palatable. You see? No matter how you do, you will just be doing anyhow. You know, say, then you will be telling sister that you want this sister. See, there are brothers that will come, and you know the problem is this. Those brothers that they are dressing, they don't have this packaging. They like sisters that have packaging. No? They will just be pointing at this sister. I will not look at you. You. There's no compatibility there. You will say no. Some people are fighting me, say I don't want to give them sisters. No, you don't have this package to go and meet this sister now. It's not going. So you will now be going here and there saying he's not married. Marital delay because he's not giving packaging. A sister came and she was saying for 2 years, no brother has come to toast her. She went to event and they will finish the event. Nobody will say, Assalamu alaikum, sir, can I have your number? 2 years. And you know what I told her immediately? I said, Alhamdulillah, I'm married. Even if I'm single, I will not toast you. Because the way she brought herself to, the packaging is not there. The packaging is not there. I'm not seeing it. I said, come, you know what you will do? If it is okrika, you go and get. Package it very well. Thank you, my sister. So this can cause marital delay. Sickness is different from personal hygiene. Personal hygiene is the next one. Personal hygiene. Have you seen people with pimples all around them? Or mouth odor, or body odor. Personal hygiene. You cannot even come close to people. People will not even want to see you. Personal hygiene. They are not washing. Their fingers, you just be seeing their fingers, you'll be seeing dirty inside. They cannot take care of their beards, shining beards. I greeted one brother now in the mosque. I just hugged him. Like when I saw his breast, he was just shining. I said, this is the brother. You understand? This is the brother. But those brothers are not. See, is it Koshin or what is this air spray? It's not meant for sister alone. I know that brother uses it. The brother is sitting there. He's seated here. Should I point to the brother? You know, air spray. Put air spray. When you do it, put air spray. Let it be shining. Let people see it. That's personal hygiene. When you have eczema, have you seen eczema? You just see eczema with your leg like you say, what is this one? You can. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. So personal hygiene can equally cause. What about bad attitude? Bad attitude. You know, attitude is everything. Attitude is everything. In fact, they say attitude is altitude. Is that not so? Iwalewa. Only I don't want to speak Yoruba. But what we are trying to say here is this. Bad attitude. A sister is befriending a brother. And she came telling me that she slapped him 3 times. 3 times. Slapped him. They are not married yet, though. They are not married yet. She slapped the brother 3 times. You see? So, bad attitude. Nobody can come closer to you if you have this bad attitude. So, check yourself. Please, attitude is choice. Do you believe that? You can change your attitude. You can change your attitude. I once said that I went to the alumni of my school and I saw some people, they are totally changed. I know them when we were in school, but they have changed. And I said, so attitude can change. So don't say, this is my attitude, accept me like that. Dude, no, they don't accept you like that. Too. Attitude is wrong. Attitude and character. You know this bad character too. Brothers that can get angry. A sister get angry and she took the television in their house and just bang on the ground. Bad character. Those type of brothers or those type of sisters, they will just say, "Salaam alaikum, I'm not doing again." In fact, one did that with television too. And because she saw the brother with some, don't marry the brother. I'm telling you. She just saw the brother with somebody. She did not even ask what is happening there. Our village people, satanic embargo. So, let me just say one more or two before we go. The next one, family conflict. Family conflict. Or parental attachment. Let me join the two together. In Yoruba land, there are some places that you cannot go and marry. Even in Kogi. Where in Kogi? Even in Kogi, even if you are Igbira, if you are Igbira, there's another part of it where they say they don't want to marry them there. One of my friends had this marital delay problem. He's marrying from Osun. He's from Ogun. He's marrying from Osun State, Ofa. They now said Ofa people don't marry outside. Yes, true. We don't. They are saying they don't. Wallahi, they are dating. They have been together for like 3 or 4 years, and they have been pushing this issue. The mother said no. She must bring somebody from Ofa. You see this family conflict. You see this family conflict. What about daddy's boy, mommy's girl? Those ones who have marital delay, it's always their mom, it's always their dad, it's what mommy said, this is what mommy said, this is what daddy said. If no mommy, if no daddy, I'm not doing anything. That is also marital delay. So before I go to self-awareness or self-investment, let me now talk about one. Lack of wisdom. Lack of wisdom and lack of boldness. I was talking to somebody, and I said, we went for an event. So I was talking to the sister. I said, has anybody talked to you here? Say, will people toast a sister on hijab? I asked brothers, please, do you talk to sisters on hijab? Are you afraid of hijab? Do you approach them for marriage? Some sisters, I want to tell you categorically, some sisters on their hijab, brothers are afraid to talk to them. True or false, sisters? I don't know why. That's the lack of boldness. Lack of boldness in brothers. They cannot go and talk to sister. Sometimes they are not sincere. Sometimes they are not sincere. You get what I'm saying? A brother that is coming that is not sincere will try to say, this sister is better than this. Let me not go and meet her. You understand? The next one, when I talk about lack of wisdom, I see this one always. I see it on WhatsApp. I see it when we sit down one-on-one like this. You know this lack of wisdom? There are sisters that are single, but they still put on ring on their hand. How many of you are here? They say it's fashion. They are single, but you see ring in their hand. You know when I start fighting this thing, I went to a bank, and I saw a colleague. I said colleague, a schoolmate. One time, I'm married already. I now saw her. Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. What's happening? And now it's family, blah blah blah. Say family. She said she's not married yet. Then what about this? What I'm saying? Say, she's just doing it for guys to run away. He said serious guys will run away. He said the unserious one will run away. I said no, the serious one will not even come. You don't get it? The serious one will not come because they will respect that thing in your hand. But you know the unserious one, even with ring in your hand, they will come. True or false? And you'll be telling me that I'm married. Are you sure? No, I'm not married. But do you know what happened to this sister? I tried to persuade her to remove her ring. And she did. 3 weeks later, this sister called me. You know what she said? She said, there is this man that has been coming to the bank. And this man has been admiring her. But when he came that day, he didn't see her ring. You know, I asked, what's happened to your ring? Say she just removed it. Somebody said she should remove it. Why did you remove it? Are you not married? Say, no, I'm not married. Wow. I've been wanting to talk to you all this while. I thought you are married. Please, can I have your number? And she just gave him her number. Immediately she gave him her number. She just called me down. This is what happened, though. It's not up to 3 months, too. In fact, they have 4 children, so I'm talking to you now. They just fast the thing. After a year, the man is just doing his thing. Ever since then, if I see a young girl with ring, I will say, remove it. I went to one camp like that. I collected like 14 rings. Young girls, so 14 rings. Lack of wisdom. Why will you put ring in your hand when you are not married? Oh. Some people on WhatsApp, you now see their profile picture. When you click it, you now see them with one of their fine brother beside them. I don't look at this. This sister is married. I don't know. That's a guy now. That's a guy. They'll just leave you alone. Because they have seen you, they will go there, they will click it, they will see, they say, this one has somebody. And you'll be expecting brothers to come. They will not come. Because they are thinking somebody is there already. Some people, they will just carry their sister's baby, hold it like this. And they will not write under it, my baby girl. And she's single. Marital delay. 1 minute. I've not even gone to. Oh, mashallah. So, inshallah, next time, let's be meeting in Bainakum. We'll be talking the rest. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitan.
Everybody was going along with you.
Doing adverts already. He was saying Bainakum. A lot of people said yes, we'll charge you along with him. 1,000 naira before you leave the door. Yes, advert. I think this is free. So for you doing advert and encouraging adverts, 1,000 naira when you leave the door, please just meet with the registrar, just pay. We won't chase you, our lives watching you. So just pay. So inshallah, we want to move because of time. But please write down your questions. We'll go around, collect the questions. Then as much as possible, we are going to create more time for questions and answer. So please just write questions so that we'll get them. She's in haste. Okay, sorry. Where's please help me. You see now, because you took the mic, I didn't remember to bring what I was meant to use to bring the phone. To introduce Ajia is going to be okay. When I saw her profile, I was asking, how was I going to introduce her? And it's not going to be easy. So please permit me, I'm going to try to cut it short. You know, when you meet someone with over 10 years experience in the corporate industry, and she has been doing that over and over again, in effectiveness. This is the proof that okay, enabling effectiveness, enabling productivity, and apart from that, is someone who is certified in NLP. How many of us have heard of NLP? Neuro-linguistic programming. Yes, I know more of the lady, and I don't know what happened to the men. She's a certified NLP trainer. She's a certified life coach and results. She's certified as a purpose. She is certified as a purpose discovery coach. She is certified as a mind mastery coach. Just one person, no. Okay, so that I won't go on. She's the lead coach. She's the lead coach at Hub Coach Masters. So now, don't let me go further, because if I have to continue to read like 20 more lines. But she's certified in over 5 areas of coaching specialization. And probably with a very big takbir, I would like to introduce Ajia Ataviruko.
Okay.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. I greet you with the best of greetings by saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I am Aisha Tadaviruku. Thank you for the introduction. He told you some of the things I do. I'm also a banker. and an Islamic finance expert. For those of us who know me well, it's my pleasure to be here today. We'll be discussing the right one for me. This is because we have mothers here, we have grandparents, we have brothers and sisters. Even if we have married people here, I'm sure that you still gain knowledge from this topic. I want to call your attention to the display picture. What does that evoke in your mind when you see it? What message do you see?
It's almost like what in follow your with it.
Now, so follow your heart. I would change that but to and, because it's not mutually exclusive. So, Chito, what happened to this mic? Okay. I'm fine now. Thank you. So follow your heart and take your brain with you. Why is the heart taking the brain with it? Okay. What's the function of the heart? Pumping blood. What's the function of the heart in marriage? This is another version of that one. So you can take the heart whichever way. Either you have to ride it or you have to drag it, but make sure that it's along. Now, we would look at, we're all Muslims here, alhamdulillah, and we're well aware that we have a culture, just like Chito said in his introduction. The way marriage is conducted here in Nigeria is the same way it will be conducted anywhere in the world, as long as it's a Muslim marriage. That's the culture, that's the beauty of Islam. We have a culture, we have a manual. So life does have a manual. You will hear some people say, life does not have a manual. Life has a manual. For us Muslims, our manual is the Sharia. And there is nothing you would want to know that you will not find in the Sharia. Now we would look at how do you know the right one for you when you want to get married. So for us here that are already married, you may want to take notes to enable you guide those that are in your family that are single. The basic prohibitions as stated in Quran 4:22-24 is based on lineage, fosterage, and marriage. And this is the entire verse there. It's very long. You're not supposed to marry your stepmom even after your father is deceased. So this is addressing the men, but of course we know by default it captures the laws for the women. You're not supposed to marry your stepmothers. You're not supposed to marry your mothers, daughters, sisters, maternal and paternal aunts, daughters of your brothers and sisters, your mothers who have suckled you and your sisters through fosterage, the mothers of your wives, your stepdaughters raised under you, born of your wives with whom you have lain. And there is no offense. Do you see that? The Quran is so explicit here. There is no offense if you have not lain with that wife. So this is addressing the men, but the women can deduce the prohibitions from this, right? And you cannot marry the wives of your sons. You cannot marry two sisters at the same time, except what has already passed. And of course, don't marry other people's wives. So it's very important that in taking our brains with us when we intend marriage, we should purify our intention to do it for the sake of Allah. I will tell you a story briefly. I had a client who came to me and she was like, after all I've done for my husband, he wants to take another wife and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I empathize with you, but I would want you to reflect. Did you do all those things for him? And her body went like this, and she was like, Astaghfirullah. Because if you prefer your intention for marriage, you do all you do in marriage for the sake of Allah first. Now, I will also quickly remind everybody present that he who is not grateful to the people is not grateful to Allah. So don't say, you've done what, don't tell your spouse that, didn't you hear what that speaker said today? That you've done it for Allah, so don't expect any gratitude from me, or don't expect, that's a verse of the Quran. He who is, should I say he or she? Who is not grateful to the people is not grateful to Allah. So it's important that our intention, and at all times, the beauty of Islam and the mercy of Allah is that when we forget, we can prefer our intention even when we remember, right? We can prefer our intention. So if you do something, if you make a slip at any point in time, it's always good to do istighfar and then prefer your intention for all you do in your marriage for the sake of Allah. Right? Are we on the same page? It seems the house is quiet. Okay. So, and then the next thing when we want to consider marriage as advised by the Sharia is that we should do istihara. We should engage in istihara. And istihara does not occur only when it comes to marriage. It also occurs in all our life decisions, both small and big. So it's very important that immediately you have an offer for marriage, whether it's from the female or from the male. You know, sisters, if you see any fine man here, he's entitled to 4. Please propose. You like him. So it's allowed. That's what I'm pointing out. Anybody that came here with their wife, don't approach them. So it's allowed. If you cannot do it, please send somebody. You can always come to Ustaz. Ustaz would be glad to do that kind of sunnatic act so that he would gain plenty rewards. So just like our mother Khadija radiallahu anha did, when she saw the prophet and loved his character and loved him, she sent somebody to him to propose marriage to him, right? So after you get the offer, either is the brother getting the offer or the sister getting the offer, you start making your istihara, right? Now, even before the sister sends the brother or the brother sends proposal to the sister, you can commence istihara, right? Are we on the same page? Okay, then we have istishara, consultation. You have to consult people that know the person you intend to marry. You have to ask about him widely, right? It's important. You go to the mosque where he prays. If he has a mosque in his community and he's not praying there, then you know that, you know, if you still want to go ahead, at least you are aware, right? You are aware. You can go ahead, though, but you are aware, right? So, managing expectations. When you encounter an offer, you have to understand the expectations of your spouse to be, if you intend to marry them, right? Like a sister came to me and a brother proposed to her and he wanted her to manage his business, right? He has already told her. If she now goes ahead and marry him with the intention of not managing that business, then there is, you are aware, right? If a brother, a sister that, I'm a poor man, and I won't be able to afford a car for you, and you enter the marriage expecting a car, you are aware, right? You cancel yourself before you go into that kind of a marriage. So managing expectations is a topic that can take a whole day, because we have had to step into a lot of issues that would have avoided if some of these expectations were discussed before before the sister accepts or before the brother accepts the offer for marriage, right? If a woman wants to be magajia and she tells you that she's magajia and you go ahead and do the wedding and you expect to be alaji in the house, there is a problem. Is there no problem? At least you are aware. Then, this is one important area that couples don't pay attention to. It's very significant because it's like it encompasses everything we're discussing when it comes to the right one for me. You know, we spend our whole lives preparing for, we go to school, preparing to work, we go through nursery. You know, my nephew, he was recently promoted from nursery 1 to nursery 2, and he came to show me his report card. So we go through all that, and then when we get to university, or maybe before university, we get married. And it will shock you to know that some people don't even Google what is marriage before they enter marriage. You would hear during the wedding, you know, they will tell you, ki hakuri, shi kenan, saje ginang na ginang miji. How do you spend your whole life preparing for working, or maybe not even when you don't even intend to use that education, maybe you do something else. And then marriage that is your ticket to Jannah. You know, you continue the love story in Jannah, inshallah, and then you don't even open to see what is said about marriage, even if it's conventional wisdom. What does the Sharia say about marriage? So these are things that I want us to reflect on. I want us to prepare our young for. It is our responsibility as parents to do this, and would be asked concerning this, because we are all shepherds here. The man is the shepherd over the household, like the Prophet said, the woman is the shepherd, the man is the shepherd over the family, the woman is the shepherd over the household, and so on. Everybody will be asked what their contributions were. So if you are here today as a mother, as a father, as a brother, as a sister, please, any of your relatives going into marriage, refer them for either professional counseling or counsel them. With the tips you are learning here today, it equips you to guide them. Now, how do you use values to elicit, what do you call it now? Suitability for marriage. Is he or she the right one for me? It's simple. This exercise will take you 1 hour max. Sit down with your to-be. There is a values checklist. You can always get it when you go to Google. Everyone should state their top 10 values. The man should state his top 10 values. The woman should state her top 10 values. And it is not enough to state those values. It is important. Neuroscience says it's important that you now state the corresponding actions you've done in the last 6 months. If you say you love to learn, how many seminars, how many workshops, how many books have you read in the last 6 months? If you say you love to travel, where have you gone on an adventure in the last 6 months? It's very easy to see incongruences when you do this exercise. If you say you love health, what kind of food do you eat? Are you taking care of your health through, are you taking care of your body? Are you taking care of your mind? Are you taking care of your heart? Are you taking care of your soul? What are you sending forth for your soul? If you say you love Allah. Now, once you have done the second level of this exercise, you now check, okay, is this person actually living in alignment with their stated values? Or is it a wish? It's okay to wish, but you be aware, right? You be aware. There is a reported narration where Bilal went with his brother-in-law to seek for the hand of a lady in marriage. And the parents of the ladies asked Bilal, who is this man to you and what's his character? And he said, this man, I believe, that those are not his exact words, so I'll paraphrase. I believe that he's a man of Jannah, and he also has a hot temper. So if you wish, you may give your daughter to him. And the parents actually gave their daughter in marriage to the man. Right? Why? They are aware. And most likely, the lady's character is able to accommodate this man. And it's likely, the man is unlikely to be physically violent, right? He has a hot temper, doesn't mean that maybe he's not trying to control it, but I'm not there, so I can't explain. But the core message here is, when you are aware of a deficiency, it's not enough to say, I'm canceling the wedding. If you think it is something that live with, if you think it's something that can be addressed, how open is your significant other to, evolving, to learning and growing? These are some of the other things you check, right? Because no one is perfect. You have to understand what you can live with, but you have to do it taking your brain with you, right? You have to do it taking your brain with you. So this exercise, I would encourage each and every one of you here that if you know anybody or if you're about to get married, please do it. It's very important. I can't stress it enough. Now, you also understand your life goals. You have to know yourself first before any marriage. Because you can only go into marriage when you're whole. You don't go into marriage hoping that the other person will complete you. You don't wait for a partner to complete you. You have to go into the marriage complete. And the other person have to come into the marriage complete. Now, if they're working on anything, it's fine if they're working on it. But if it's a habit they are not ready to change and you're not ready to live with it, then advise yourself. Carry your brain with you. Advise your relatives. Let them carry their brains with them. The home is the smallest unit in the society. Whatever issues you see in the society today, the roots, they're from the home. And it's in the home of one person in this room today. It could be my home, it could be your home, but it's from the home. The human beings that go into the society to commit criminal acts, they're from the homes, which is why tarbiyah is important. So we have to bring ourselves whole into, and we have to encourage our partners to bring themselves whole into marriage. We have to define what we have to have marriage goals. Now, once we define those marriage goals, and we find somebody that we can achieve those goals together. Before we even define marriage goals, we have to define our life goals. Because we've had to intervene in issues where a wife would say that my husband is not allowing me to go back to school, or my husband is telling me that my monies belong to him. How about the wives? What are their complaints? Let me not be one-sided, so that they won't accuse me that it's because I'm a woman. The man's money belongs to us. Yeah. Please, loud it.
The man's money is belong to us because they are all of us, because he's the head of the house, and my own money is for me.
What I think is that the man's money belongs to almost all the members of a family, while the woman's money actually is in two varies. Yes, because her money is not just for her alone. Her money, she can't spend her money alone. She'll spend it for the children. She'll spend it for her family. And she's supposed to. no. She's supposed to spend. She can spend for some of the family, the husband's family. If she like, it's her money. She can't spend it alone. She has to spend it with some members of the family.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you very much for your contributions. Brothers, please speak. Brother, please speak. No brother wants to.
Assalamu alaikum. I think to some extent, I want to believe yes, it's correct because the man's responsibility is actually to take care of the home. My thinking is maybe from some schools of thought I've come across, the woman is free to spend her money the way she wants, but it is sadaqah she spends on the home. Thank
you. Just like our mother did, right? So, very important, right? So it's important that we define our life goal. We know our roles and responsibilities in marriage, which I was highlighting with that particular exercise. It's important that the woman knows her roles and responsibilities and understands and outlines how she intends to actually fulfill those obligations. Fi sabilillah, you remember, for the sake of Allah, right? And also the man intention to fulfill his roles and responsibilities. If the couple actually take time to see a professional counselor, this would be done as an exercise so that the couples would understand their obligations to each other. Communication. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. Communication is to a relationship what blood is to the body. You know? Without blood, or if an individual's blood is low, in the hospital, it's either they give you an infusion or they give you a time frame to boost your blood. So that's what communication is in a relationship. You have to check. Are you satisfied with the level of engagement of your spouse to be? There would be the shyness, you know, in the beginning, but can you check your significant partner's, you know, openness to actually conversing on core issues that are going to impact you in the long term? Short, medium, and long term. To also understand, communication is in 3 parts. You have then you have the tone, and then you have the body language. You have to make sure that all this aligns, and you're conversing with your significant other. Get to understand how they use all these forms of communication so that you would be on the same page. Because some individuals, if you know you're okay with body language, some individuals may not respond to what you have said, but they will act, right? Like some of the examples philosopher gave, you know, if you want to marry a woman and she's already breaking your TV, then you are aware. You are aware. You are aware. Conflict resolution. Conflict resolution is something we can do it between us and our parents, us and our peers, us and our friends. Now, one way to check the emotional intelligence of an individual to understand their conflict resolution strategies is to ask them. They will think it's just, right? What happened? How did it happen? What role did you play? And by the time they finish telling you, you would have known their strategy for settling issues. Are they the type that keep malice? Chito, thank you. You would already understand, and if you want to go ahead, you are aware, right? Understand the types of conflict, how the steps to take for resolution. It's all outlined in the Sharia. If you are unable to settle with yourselves, and your wali is unable to settle you, and you know you call a consultation, and you're still unable, all the way. Just ensure that you find ways of, settling. You can even discuss it before the marriage that, okay, this is how we are going to. Some couple will tell you, we would never sleep without settling an issue. And some couple, it's one of the couple that is the peacemaker. So the other one knows default mode. I'm the one that would be, the one that is the peacemaker knows default mode. Anytime there is conflict, I would have to be the one to produce the olive branch. If you're okay with it, it's fine. But the more healthy aspect is for both to be engaged in the health of the relationship. Then this is one important aspect that we don't discuss, we don't pay attention to. If any of the partner, okay, thank you, Ahmad. If any of the partner has any terminal illness, it's better to discuss it, right? If you also have an illness that requires a special diet, any major illness is going to impact the lifestyle of your significant other, it's best to discuss it. So the other person does not come into the marriage and it may be a source of conflict in the marriage. Do we say in-laws or outlaws? In-laws. Okay. Remember that whoever we meet in the life of our significant others, we should encourage them to uphold ties, because what? Our manual is the Sharia. We should look for ways to strengthen the relationship between us and our in-laws. And we should discuss before marriage, if the in-laws are going to be living with us, and it's fine if we agree pre-marriage, okay, are they going to be living with us? What are the modus operandi for this living in-laws? It's best to discuss it. So it does, some marriages, that's the cause of, some of the breakups that we witness. The wife is unable to live peacefully with the in-laws, or the husband is unable to live peacefully. Now, you're married to one person. The best thing, the most healthy thing is for there to be, thank you, for there to be an agreement. And of course, upholding ties encourages that, in-laws should be able to visit. If they're going to live with you, you should know beforehand so that you are prepared for it. It's allowed, and you know how to handle that, inshallah. May Allah grant us the hikmah to handle that. Then you also have to check the emotional intelligence and emotional resilience of your spouse to be. How do they respond to crisis? How did they respond to crisis in the past? That's how they're going to respond now. You can check, you can ask questions to understand how their thinking works. And of course, you can also suggest ways they can, change some of the things they already do. And then you'd also know if they're open to those kind of changes, and if you're already seeing that they're taking steps to do that. Of course, we can't know what's in the heart. We can only see, but you can use your emotional intelligence to check what is happening around you, right? Then intimacy. Yeah, Amma, thank you. Intimacy. For those that have been married before, it may be relevant if, for instance, I'm so shy to discuss this. If, for instance, the sex drive of your significant other, you feel it may be a challenge in the marriage, you can ask intermediators maybe to help you investigate. What's the Sharia ruling on this, Ustaz? So it's important for us to know, especially for those that have been married before, to ask this kind of questions, especially if it's a key issue for you. Finance. Sure, we already spoke about it briefly. is our money your money or your money our money? And how you have to understand the spending habits of your significant other. Is it something that you'd be able to cope with? Because it brings issues in some marriages. That's all you hear. Yeah, do you know some of my clients even complain to me that their husbands spend too much on them? Yes. One man's meat is another man's poison, unfortunately. There is no perfect marriage anywhere. What's a cause of complaint between Mr. A and Miss B is not the same cause of complaint between between Mr. A and Mrs. A is not the same cause of complaint between Mrs. B and Mr. B. You'd find out that even if they decide to take Mrs. A and give to Mr. B, there were new set of problems will emerge. Right? Polygyny. What is the Sharia's ruling on this? So if a man promises you, I'm not going to, if as the first wife he promises you, I'm not going to marry another wife, should you believe him? How about as a second wife, he said you are the final, end of discussion. Are you to believe him? Discussion continues, right? So this is a hot topic, right? There are a lot of issues around polygyny, and we should, I want to encourage our brothers that we should strive for equity in polygyny when we have more than one wife. It's a cause of complaint from some of our sisters. We have a group, Positive Polygyny Network, and some of the complaints are of equity in terms of time, allocation of time, and also finance. When it comes to equity in terms of finance, schools, be as equitable as you can be, please. It's very important for the mental health of our sisters and for your ahira, right? Now, we'll look at some of the tests we need to carry out. Some of the tests we need to carry out. Unfortunately, some of us, we neglect to do this. And it's also important, especially when a man is going into polygyny, to get everyone tested, because of the health of the family. Right? So it's important that we check all these things. We check the HIV status of our partners to be. We check hepatitis. We check resource factor. We check genotype. And we check tuberculosis. For HIV, if it's positive, the advice is not to marry. But some medical people will tell you that there are ways to address this. And of course, whatever decision you arrive at least you are aware, right? Then you have hepatitis. Then resource factor. For those of us that are medical people here, you can explain this better. It's important for first-time women marrying, first time, to check the resource factor of themselves and the significant other, because it can lead to repeated miscarriages, and you would think that the village people have arrived, right? Of course, all trials are from Allah. And whatever blessings or whatever issues we have, they're all from Allah. They're a test of our faith, right? So, but it's important that we tie our camels. You remember the hadith of the Prophet? So this is how we tie our camel. This is how we take our brain along with us when our heart is going. Our heart is going after something. Let's look at all this that we have outlined. They're essential for tying our camel and placing our trust upon Allah, right? When we have checked all this, we have done our istihara, and we have done our istishara, and we've checked all this, then Bismillah, do not delay marriage. May Allah bless us, guide us, and bless our homes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Can we have a big jazakumullah khairan for her? although I hurried our up because time is spent. And please, we're already collecting questions. If you have questions, just signify. I'll come and pick it up. Yes, it's better you write it so that we just collect everything, and a lot of questions could be related. No, what I'm saying is, if you have any question, just write it. I'll come and pick it up. All right, thank you very much. I'm coming down. So without further ado, let me give the mic to Stars so that will take us on the next train, inshallah.
Can I stand like this? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده سيدنا محمد وعلى أهله وأصحابه أجمعين. Once more, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I want to try and see if I will spend very little time. I want to try. It's going to be very hard for me. Pray that Allah should make it easy for me, not to take too much of your time. We've listened to a philosopher. He has he spoke about a lot of things. Coach Aisha Daviruku also has spoken, so it is time for me to spark. A paper will be passed round to you. It is the ICIC counseling team. If you need counseling, you need to consult any of the counselors that are here that make up the counseling team. So many of them are counselors at Bainakum. Some of them are counselors on their own. They have their own counseling thing. And so many of them will be working together with me to counsel here. So it's not only me that you have opportunity of meeting here for counseling. There are so many of the professionals around. Like Aisha is so proficient in so many aspects of counseling, especially if as a lady you want to discuss with a lady like yourself. I have many of the other ones there. There's Fatima, there's Khadija, there's this, my sister here. There are many of them. You'll see their names on the list with their phone numbers. So all you need to do is just to chat them up, ask them when you can see them, and they will tell you when and how you can come and see them for whatever specific matters that you want to discuss with them. We also have referrals. There are some sheikhs not here. We have lawyers in case if there's a matter that requires legal advice or assistance or to pursue a legal case or legal issue. We have sheikhs if the matter is spiritual in nature and you feel it seems the village people are always around, like what you were saying earlier on. Yes, we have those scholars who can do that for you. Then I also need to ask, who are the singles here? If you are single and you know it, raise your hand. If you are single and you know it, raise your hand. I'm trying to see. If you are single and you know it, and you really want to shoot, if you are single and you know, raise your hand. No? No, I won't say that. I won't say that. She just said some men are single because they have only one wife. They have one wife, they have vacancy. I'm quoting her. Okay, what do you call a man with one wife? Is it not single? Okay, what's single in English? Single. Single means one, isn't it? Are we talking English here? I passed English in my O level. Somebody who has one wife is single now. Eh? He has single wife. So, no, we have to redefine this English. Google it. Google it. Single. What does single mean? And join his wife. And they become single. Thank you, my sister. You understand English more. A man that is not married at all is not single. What's he called? Singlet. It's just as useful as singlet. So, man without a wife at all is singlet. Man with one wife is single. Now, for those who are singles like that, when I say show your hand, let's see how many hands will be up now. If you are single and you know it, raise your hand. Okay, now for those who are single and they really want to show it. When the counseling team were organizing this, they said we should have single separate, married separate. I said, no, things will be so mixed up. Some people will put one leg in one place, put one leg in another place, because they will not even know whether to say they are single or they are double. So let's just be together. Let's not know who is who. It's better like that. Everybody just pretend, not just let us know who is who. The team, I think, philosopher, where is he? He has been doing this thing for many years at Binokum, over 5 years now. So I want to encourage you from the list you have there. I hope people indicated whether they are single or married. Because there are some single brothers who should not be allowed to go home just like that today. What do you think? Let's force them to marry. Haji Asheri, how can a brother be telling me that he's single when I have so many ladies that are not married yet? What nonsense is that? Now, if you are a brother and you are here and you are single, you can't go home just like that. You have to commit. Yes, commit yourself that you are ready. Well, you know English better than me. Yes, both singles and singlets. Anyway, let's deal with singlets first. For single, we'll come back to them. But for singlets, how can you say honestly? Let's be honest now. What do you want in a lady that our sisters don't have? What exactly do you want? So many brothers, they need rukia. People need to pray for them because they don't even know what they want, like philosopher was saying. So for the single ladies and the single guys, and I mean the singlets amongst them, please contact philosopher or the list, any of the list of the counseling team that will be given to you. If you are really serious and you really mean it, inshallah, between now and December, you should be able to have somebody to marry. Even if you don't have money to marry, complain, we'll know what we are going to do about it. Now, it can't work. And if he doesn't have, we have to look for a way for him now. We have to give him job, give him contract, take him to Pantami's office, take him to NNPC. Now, I'm just joking on that one. Now, to round up this marriage investment thing, now that's for the singles. Please, let's be serious. I'm not joking. I mean this seriously. People must get married. It's compulsory. That's my own opinion. It's sooner of the prophet to get married, but in my own interpretation, I think it is compulsory. And I have reasons for saying that. If you have ever experienced loneliness before, you know what it is. If you have ever experienced the pressure of being single, you know what I'm talking about. If you have ever experienced the trauma of not having somebody to talk to, not having somebody to talk with, not having anybody to confide in. If you are ever a human being, you know what it is to be matured and not have a partner in your life. It is a very serious matter. Many people have contemplated suicide on this matter. Many people have gone astray on this matter to the extent that, well, one night stand, temptation sets in. You may think you are a very strong person, but when you push the human existence to a certain limit, you go off handle, and you'll be doing things that are not what you would have wished you do. Because you're a human being. We have many drives, things that drive us in this world. One of the drives is hunger. When you are hungry, there's hardly anything you will not eat, you will not do. We also have the drive, the sexual drive. When it reaches here for people, you will have done things that people call haram before you realize what you are doing. It's natural, it's human. In Islam, we don't pretend and we don't deny it. You have to accept it and you have to do something about it. In some countries where they understand Islam very well, they encourage you, they even give you money, they loan you money, because they know it's part of human nature. When people suffer what they are supposed to enjoy as normal human beings, matters of drug will become more prevalent. And we have seen people who have gone into drug abuse just to calm themselves down. Many people are into pornography now. Many people are into masturbation now. Many people are into certain other things that I can't be mentioning because of loneliness. It is very easy to drive somebody crazy. So in my own opinion, it is important, it's essential, we must talk about it. The imams must do khutbah about it, and we should stop pretending. The ummah should stop pretending as if all is well. I wish if this were an Islamic environment, I would have declared a state of emergency. Yes, on this one, because it is very serious. We do counseling every day, and there's nothing people don't discuss with us. People tell us how they feel, and we understand that it is real. They are not making it up, they are not faking it. Another thing I want to mention to us briefly is, has anybody ever asked you, who are you before? Has somebody asked you, who are you? Who do you think you are? Who are you before? Do you know the person that's next to you? Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. But I want you to point to somebody near you. Point to anybody. Point to her. Yes, point to another person. Yes, point. Don't look at anybody's face. Point to them. Point to somebody near you. Yes. Have you pointed to people around? Okay, now point to yourself. Why did you point here? When I say point to yourself, why did you point like this? Why did you point like this? Why did you point like this? Why did you point here? Why? Because you feel that is where you are. Because you feel that is you. That's your consciousness. You think that is where you are located. You think that is where your essence resides. Now you begin to see where you are located. Because this is where the whole thing is pumping from. And metaphorically, we say your heart is who you are. The prophet did that before. The prophet pointed to his chest and said, At-taqwa ahuna. Fear of Allah is here. Piety is here. The essence of who you are is here. Do you know who you are exactly? If you are to describe yourself with one word, what will you use to describe yourself? Do you know yourself so well that you can say, this word describes me? Then what are your core values in life? What are the things that you stand for? Have you asked yourself, what are the things you stand for? The first time somebody asked me this question was over 10 years ago and said, who are you? I mentioned my name. Said, no, that's not what I want to hear. Who exactly do you think you are? I thought, and I said, give me some time, let me think about who you are. I think I know who I am, but I have not really looked for words to describe who am I. Or there's one word to say, yes, this summarizes who I am. Does anybody here know who you are? Yes. One word. Fasha. Dedicated. Complicated. What? Fasha. Okay, let me hear Fasha behind it. Salma, let me hear you. Sedacious. Sagacious. Okay, not sagacious. Sagacious. Can somebody else adopt that? Is it copyrighted? A sagacious means someone who is wise, who is deep in wisdom. Allahu Akbar, I wish I could be that. Who else can tell us her own or his own? One word, yes. Selfless. That means you are generous. You are considerate of others. Haja coach. Patient. Haja describes herself as someone who is patient. That is, you are an embodiment of sabr. Allahu Akbar. Yes, tell me your own, lady in pink. Complicated. I'm still processing it in my head. I'm trying to process it. Is it a positive one or the other side? Complicated. Kai. I didn't see that coming. Who is going to adopt that? Oh. Yes, who starts? Humble. Yes, somebody has just described it with humility that you are humble. I'm humble. I like that too. That's a very good sunnah. One more person. Yes, Ustaz. What? Critical or critic. That means you criticize other people. Ah. Is that a good thing? Is it supposed to be a good thing? Critic. Oh, there's a positive side, there's the other side. One lady raised her hand here. Is it you? Yes, tell me. What? Free spirit. As in you are flying. Yes, free spirit. Maybe you are a happy-going person. You don't hold malice. You don't hate anybody. You are just a free person. Allahu Akbar. Nobody has used any bad word to describe themselves. Somebody wants to volunteer. Yes? Loving. Love. That means you truly love, as in. But these are very positive things people are describing themselves with. Yes, the positive ones. You know, I'm feeling so impressed now that people have these beautiful things about themselves. But you know, if you didn't think about it, you may think you are such a bad person. But if you can just focus on these good things, life will be a much better place for everybody. The thing I now want to ask is, let us say we double you now. Are you with me now? Let's say we clone you into two. And we ask you to marry yourself. Will it be a happy marriage? If you are a woman, we divide it to two. Then one side becomes a man version of you as a woman. Will you be a happy marriage? Maybe. Will you be quarreling with yourself? Okay, somebody will say she's loved now. That means love, brekete, love boku boku in the house. Allahu Akbar kabira. You will love each other until you die. Now there we go die. Allahu Akbar. But let me ask you this. How come people don't attract people like themselves? Why is it that good people marry bad people? Why is it that a smart person marries a dumb person? Why is it that an easygoing free person marries somebody who is so strict and stupid? Why is it that a kind person marries a wicked person? Why is it that somebody who is very assiduous with their religion marry a spouse that you have to be reminding them to pray? Why is it that someone who is kind will marry somebody who is wicked? Why does it happen like that? Have you noticed that not many kind people marry kind people like themselves? One of them will be very nice. The other one will be like Virago. The one can smile a lot. The other one will turn him out upside down, as if they force him to eat cockroach. You see people, some people don't even know. Some don't even know how to smile. Auzubillah. Why does it happen like that? I don't understand. You see, I've always been thinking about this thing, that why is it that it is like that? Why is it that people are not happy when they are happy people? I think those who are married already, you need to check it out a little more. But the fact of life is, people attract their opposites sometimes. In fact, everybody that you see, I don't have proof for these statistics, everybody that you see is going to be divorced a minimum of 5 times in 10 years. Every human being. The only problem or the only side of it is that you divorce and you remarry the same person over and over again. Many marriages that you see, more than 10 years or close to 20 years, they have married and divorced, married and divorced, married and divorced over and over again, the same person. You only get to know of people who don't marry the same person, who marry somebody else. That's when we notice. We will have offended one another. We will have hurted one another. We will have stabbed one another. We will have starved one another. We will have disappointed one another to the extent that it is almost as if we are not even together again. But because we are still in the same house, we still find a way of making it up and we remarry again, so to speak. But in some instances, it has to be somebody else that you end up marrying. I want to ask, why is it, what are people doing wrongly that has made it to be like that? I will now quickly mention 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of the things that maybe is missing and people need to reinstall back into the marriage. If there are some people who have already divorced, even though they are still married, you know, that kind of thing. You are married though, but you are divorced. How do you bring the marriage back within your room, within your house? Number one, you have to invest certain things. You know, we're talking about investment into marriage now. One very important thing that can make a man to do anything for a woman is respect. There's no other food you can give a man to eat. If you don't add respect to it, he will vomit it. In fact, you can even call his mother a witch. If you do it with respect, he will not get angry. Like you say, mama, mama, she behave like these people sometimes. May Allah spare her life for us. Yeah, if your mother-in-law is very strict, say, the only thing I like so much about mama is very strict. She doesn't take nonsense. It's not you are trying to say she. Yeah, if you see her like this, just go this way. If you can show respect, this is the thing that men want most. I have been opportune to speak to men who were accused of infidelity. And one of the reasons some of them gave is that that other one outside give them more respect. I'm serious. This is something that I see every day, you know. It's what I do every day and night. It is because there's one aspect of respect that the woman doesn't kind of understand how to show respect to a man. Some ladies will be on phone like this and their husband will be talking with them. And they'll be using her, yes now. She'll be on phone, the husband will be talking to her. A man will come in from outside, the wife will be on phone. She'll be on the phone like that. Hello, Zainab. Continue. It's just somebody that entered. So what were you saying now? How much did you say the something is? Okay, go ahead now. Just me now. Then the husband will be, she will just go that over. Pick your food in the kitchen. What did you say? And then the husband will now go quietly. You go and sit down somewhere. Maybe you also pick his own phone and be wondering what to do with his phone. So you start deleting all of those scam messages that you have seen on WhatsApp for a long time. The wife will now say, what are you going to eat? I want to cook beans. Can you wait? This is the man that has gone from morning till night. If you are that man, what will you do? What's a real man supposed to do? You should collect that phone, break it, and buy her another one. Yes. That's what yes, that's what a real man should do. Snatch that phone from her, break it, and buy another one. Nonsense. You don't have respect for your husband. Don't you know, Allahu Akbar Kabira, don't you know the kind of voice that some other ladies outside use for him? They have not married, he has not married them. They are already calling him dear. How are you, dear? How was your day? How was your day, dear? They are calling him dear already. The one in the house, She would not call him. She would not send message. The only thing she would send is, hello, Abu. Kerosene has finished, though. That's his own way of sending heart or sending love or sending things like that. If respect is, because we have married now, we take each other for granted. We take, even from the way you serve food to your husband, it's like you give food to a dog sometimes. Some of you will just serve his food and go and be doing something in the kitchen, as if they born you there. You can't sit down with your husband and enjoy good time with your husband. Ah, Allahu Akbar. When respect is missing, learn how to show respect. As for the man, when they respect you, then you have to respect yourself. Respect yourself. A woman shows respect, then you have to reciprocate. You show her good respect in the way you handle her. Haven't you seen kings and queens before? Kings don't shout on queens. And queens, Allahu Akbar, they like maintain themselves. They maintain their lanes when they are addressing their husbands. No women would talk anyhow to their husbands. That's number one. Invest ample respect. Learn how to respect a man. A man must be treated like a king in his house. A man that is treated like a king would treat the wife as a queen. Unless he's a very stupid person. Unless he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm telling you this authoritatively. You see, you ladies, you've never been men before in your life. So you don't know, you may not have an idea of what I'm saying. We have been men even before we were born, from photos like this. And I'm telling you from the men perspective that the best way to press the mumu button of any man is when you can give him a heavy dose of respect. Number two, obedience. We have to obey. A woman has to obey the husband. If a woman is obedient, the husband too will have to obey Allah. You won't give a woman to do something that she cannot do. Sometimes, you know, if you want to useless somebody, you give them a work that they cannot do and you accuse them of being disobedient. When women try to be obedient, it is most likely that that investment in that marriage will be much better for them. Number three, I'm trying to rush now. Duty, being dutiful. We need to invest duty into the marriage. The Prophet ﷺ was asked, what is the right or duty of any of us to our wives? The Prophet said, "An tut'imaha idha tu'imt." Feed her when you feed yourself. Wa taksuha idha tasaita. Clothe her when you clothe yourself. Wala tadribul waj'a. Don't hit her in the face. Wala tuqabbih. Don't hit her. Wala tahjur illa fil bayt. And don't run away from her except in the house. Don't be a runaway husband who is off duty. No husband can complete a duty. You have to always be dutiful to your family. When the Prophet said, feed her as you feed yourself, do you know that one of the strongest drive in the world is hunger? When we starve one another, it's not just food, though. You starve each other companionship. You starve each other bedroom business. You starve each other being together with each other and communication with one another. You starve each other with all of the good things that make someone to, in fact, even smile. Some people starve each other smile. And so they keep malice for like 3 days, for 1 week. They will not talk to each other. They will not be using one word to reply each other. 3 days. To make it lunatic, but some people go 1 week, 2 weeks. And Allah, but the woman will be like, welcome my husband. Mm-hmm. How was work today? Fine. Are you hungry? Yes. What do you want to eat? Food. What is wrong? Nothing. But you look worried? No. You see, they starve each other. Duty. Being dutiful means being there for each other at all times. You are on duty. Before now, you should understand that you are supposed to be a full-time husband. You know, I used to introduce myself like that. I'm a full-time husband. Yes, I used to do that some time ago. Because you can't be a husband part-time. And you can't be a wife part-time. Part of the duty is to the extent of carrying out certain routines. In my own opinion, I believe every morning, a wife should move close to her husband and greet him, Assalamu alaikum. Even if you both woke up on the same bed, there should be that routine. Assalamu alaikum. If they kneel down in your culture, I'm not talking about whether somebody should kneel or not kneel down. If that's what they do in your culture, go and kneel down beside him and tell him, Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, my husband. If that's not how you say it in any way that you say in your culture. And let the responsible man answer wa alaikum salam and pray for her. Allah yamika al-baraka. I think it makes sense if there's routine, some things we normally do for one another, some places we normally go together. Some people started off by eating together. After 2 years of marriage, they don't even know whether anybody ate or not. Look, don't you see these white people, how they do? Husband and wife, they will go to a restaurant. You see them, they're not boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband and wife. Here, if you do it there, people will think something is wrong. They'll be like, hey, yeah, they went to eat in the restaurant together. Hey, yeah. Tell me, what is wrong with that? Subhanallah. It happened once, let me tell you. Let me tell you something. It happened once like that, eh? I took my wife. Did I say my wife? I know what I mean. I took my wife, and there was this dark shades. The two of us decided to put on. It was night. I was not wearing glass. I was not wearing my cap. So we just like strolled out like that. So we crossed the road to the other side to go to some kiosks to buy some things. And then some people just passed us when we passed like that. And I held her hand to say, now let's cross. Do you know what I heard one of them said? He said, hey, yeah, she's blind. Ah, subhanallah. I wanted to look for a mattress there so I can faint on top. Yeah, she's blind. I'd be like, ah. I said, did you hear what he said? She said she heard. Let's just keep going. They never saw Muslim couples do that. You know, it's very strange. She's wearing dark glasses and was wearing, that's why I held her hand like this and we're closing the road. Is it a sin to hold somebody's wife's hand? Those of you who don't hold your husband's hand and your husband don't hold you, shame on you. There's some routine that makes marriage to work. In fact, including bedroom business. Even if you don't feel like, still do it. Even if it doesn't have good quality, still manage it like that. However, you understand what I mean? Even if it's going to be in the afternoon, you take break from office, quickly rush home. Tell them I want to go and drink water. It is routine, it's duty. You can't rule it out. You understand what I mean now? If children are disturbing, let them be in the parlor. Let them be watching Tom and Jerry. You and your wife, you stay in the bedroom. Even if it's just to sit down and be talking or be looking at each other or just be there together, be present. That is the duty. The Prophet said a man should not keep away from the wife's bedroom for more than 4 days. Even if you are going to go and mark register there, you must sleep in that bedroom. And the Prophet said 4 days because at least if there are 4 of them, at least one day. At least for 4 days, you must be present in her bedroom. So what kind of a man is that will now abandon the wife for 8 months? I've seen that before. When those things are not invested, then there will be problem in that marriage. Let me quickly rush now. Finance is part of it, it's part of the duty. Brothers, no matter how small it is, you must routinely get things for your family. You see now, when we talk about respect just now, it's not automatic. You know what I mean now? It's not automatic. If you are coming from outside, your fingers are like this. One finger is holding the nylon bag from Mr. Biggs. Another is holding nylon bag from Tetrazidin. Another is holding the nylon bag from another restaurant. Another is holding nylon bag of something special that you kept inside. And you are coming inside the house like this. Will she continue with the phone? Because the woman man knows that, welcome. So what? What? You are back. What? Who you're coming back help? You're coming back, not help anybody. He knows you are stingy. There's nothing that will come out of it. You just come back for yourself. If she knows how generous you are, or dutifully from time to time, you bring something, you bring gift, you bring good things, you bring good news. Then if she's on, you know, Allah Akbar. Sorry, I'm saying this to you ladies. I hope I'm not talking too much. In fact, you will even rush to go and hug him because you know there is possibly something that's carrying. You know what I mean now? You quickly go and hug him like that, and then she will say, he'll say, nothing for today. But at least I'm welcome. And if there's something, you collect it from his hand. Why will you send house girl, house boy, driver to go and collect bag from your husband? Your hand caught. I'm talking about investment. It's a duty. It's a routine. As a man, it's your duty to love and to show care to your wife. It's not a favor. It's your duty. You must do it. You must make her happy. Making a woman happy is part of your duty. If she just fold her arms like, sorry, I'm much of. If she just do like this and she just be like, you are supposed to know the meaning. If she's like, you are supposed to know the meaning. It's like, hey. What is the meaning of those three things? And hey. You may speak English, you may speak French, you should be able to speak women also. Because it's a language on its own. These are part of, and you ladies too, when your husband comes home, you can look at his face. Is he stressed? Is he disturbed? Does he need extra time to be left alone? I don't know how to describe a woman that will ask the husband, what would you like to eat? Or what should I prepare for you? Who does that? So you'll be married for something, you don't even know what you will prepare, and your husband cannot resist it. Some men are actually unpredictable anyway. Some of them don't have class, they don't have form, they don't have size, they don't have shape, they don't have style. They are just like amoeba. Some of them, they don't have ambition, they don't have projection, they don't have direction. They are just there, Mr. Husband. They can't even predict what he likes to eat. He doesn't have favorite food, doesn't have favorite color, doesn't have favorite thing, doesn't have favorite bedroom business. He's just there. What kind of a man is that? You better wake up and carry your body. Now, let me mention 3 brief points. You know, I've mentioned duty now. The next one is loyalty. We have to be loyal to one another. We have to invest in being loyal to one another. When I say loyalty, you watch each other's back. There should be nothing like infidelity when it comes to marriage that is built on love and mercy. Be loyal. There are many distractions out there. It's easy for a man not to chase women. But when women are chasing you, you can't run away. Avoid distractions as much as possible. Let the ladies also learn the new things to attract their husband. Attracting each other and wooing each other is a continuous process. Not that you are now married, then everything just goes to voicemail. Not that you are married, all of those ways you used to speak softly before now become something else. Your voice now is like sharp, as if it's made of sandpaper. You don't, before you be like, hello, salam alaikum. Especially those who married when there's GSM. There was no GSM, so there was nothing, there was nothing we could do. But nowadays of GSM, you know how lovely, how romantic it used to be. After marriage now, people just straight away, it's only among Muslims I see such kind of thing. They don't even say, I love you, okay. The one I love. Is that one what will pay school fees? That's the way they think now. They don't even think of being romantic. A woman said to me that she cried the day she listened to a lecture and she went to hug her husband. The man was like, What? What? Menene? He said, the man just froze like that. I was like, the man just froze like that. Menene? Say, I just let me hug you. Way, yeah. I would be like. When we say loyalty, you have to make it work. You understand it now? And then we have spirituality. Invest spirituality. Do you think you just enjoy happy marriage and Shaitan will just fold his arms and you continue to enjoy like that? You have to be smart. Understand very well that shaitan is real. Those days when you see pictures of shaitan, they will make him look ugly with horns, looking blackish, half human, half animal. They with tail, thank you. That's deception. Now shaitan comes in form of beautiful ladies, in form of really loaded men, in form of neighbors, in form of families, in form of friends. Shaitan can come in any form. Shaitan can even come in form of telephone. I want you to be smart, brothers and sisters. Be smart. Marriages cannot just go like that. It's something that was ordained by Allah. And shaitan will always find ways. Shaitan predates all of us. Shaitan is more experienced than all of us. So there are many ways through shaitan can come in to your marriage. You will not know. You will even think you are doing what is right. You will even think it doesn't matter. You take each other for granted. Gradually, you start drifting apart without realizing it. A woman will face temptation. A woman will face distraction from her office especially. It is then there will be more work to do. You will not have time for yourself, talk less of having time for your family. The man too will be so busy and he will be justifying himself that we have to hustle now. Not knowing that they are drifting apart. Making the marriage work is much more important than those other things that we are thinking about. Shaitan is real. Beware of shaitan. Shaitan comes in the time of anger. When you are angry with one another, that's when shaitan will come in. Shaitan comes in times of sadness, when something you are sad about something, and shaitan comes in when you are afraid, when you have fear of something. Fear of the unknown, fear of losing your husband, fear of losing your wife, fear of losing your husband to another woman. Shaitan will come in, you will say things that will be written for you against you in the day of judgment. Yes, this is how shaitan gets to recruit people into its fold. Shaitan will be recruiting his people so that they will enter hellfire together. Be smart. It is not just you and your husband or just you and your wife. Allah is involved. Let Allah Akbar. How else do you think shaitan will recruit people now? Do you think shaitan want to go to hellfire alone? And do you think shaitan will come and show itself in person? No, shaitan will use all of those things that we love, all of those things that we want, all of those things that we do in our marriage. Shaitan will use it against you if you are not smart enough to keep away from shaitan. And the last point I want to make, apart from this spirituality, is something that Adam, our first father, something that he said to his last son, Anabi Shitu. The last son, that was the only one he gave birth to as a single person. You know, he had the 40 set of twins. One of them killed another one. Kabila killed Habila. And so that one that was shot, Allah gave him Shitu as the last one. And that was the only one that was called a prophet. So he called Shitu, they called him Seth. So he called Shitu, he gave him 4 advice. I'll mention only one to you. He said, وَشَاوِرْ فِي الْأُمُورِ كُلِّهَا لَوْ شَاوَرْتُ الْمَلَائِكَ لَنْ يُصِيبَنِي مَا أَصَابَنِي. He said, oh my son, take advice, seek counsel in every matter of your life. Because لَوْ شَاوَرْتُ الْمَلَائِكَ, if you had taken advice from the angels, لَنْ يُصِيبَنِي مَا أَصَابَنِي, what happened to me and your mother will never have happened. You know, Allah told the angels to bow down for Adam because of his knowledge and everything. When Iblis now came to be whispering to him and his wife, Allah adulluku ala shajaratil khuldi wa mulkan la yabla, should I show you a tree of life and living forever in sovereignty that will never end? Then Adam was like, yes, just me about, because he had so much knowledge and is curious. Among the things that will never be enough for people, knowledge can never be enough for the learned, wealth can never be enough for the rich, and power can never be enough for the powerful. And so that knowledge in that, okay, tell me now, where's the tree? It happened to be that same tree that Allah said, وَلَا تَقْرَبَا هَذِهِ الشَّجَرَةِ فَتَكُونَ مِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ. It was not like, but Allah said one thing, but this guy too, he has been here for a long time. There must be something he knows that I don't know. But he didn't think he should seek advice from the angels because he thought he knew better than them That was why Allah says they should bow down for him. Do you see that? Get that just now. He said, my son, Shitu, if I had asked Jubril to say, Jubril, come, please advise me. This guy is telling me something. Wouldn't Jubril have told me the truth? But I was too pompous. I thought I knew better than the angels. I didn't seek the advice until what happened to me and your mother happened to us. So shawir fil umuri kullaha. Always seek counsel of those who know better than you. And the Quran says, "Fas'alu ahla dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun." Ask those who know better if you don't know. Marriage can never be successful on a solo level, the way some of us handle it. It's like me and my wife alone. We don't want outsiders. We don't want third parties. All of those English. See, your marriage will so crumble, you can't put it together again. Seek advice. There are some things that will happen and you cannot resolve between yourselves, honestly. Because everybody will be holding on to their own side of the story. But ask those who know better than you, those who are older, those who have been there. My husband has been behaving like this lately. What should I do? If you ask those who are learned, they will tell, well, it's normal. It is like this, it's like that. If a man says, my wife, one person called me from Kaduna, he reported his wife was almost crying. That the woman was misbehaving. She became so arrogant. She would not hear word. She would not listen to anything. She has stopped cooking. And she's so cranky. And that they keep quarreling every day. When he mentioned all of that, I said, for how long have you married? He said they have been married for 3 months. Then I asked him one question. You know what I asked him? I said, is she pregnant? He said, yes. I said, hey, now, that's why she's misbehaving. So I explained to him how hormonal changes in women affect their behaviors. It was until then he said, okay, that is why now. What kind of an ignorant husband you are? You only know how to do bedroom matter. You don't know that you have to face the consequences of her pregnancy. So when I explained all of that, we now say, okay, now he understands. I said, so whenever she behaves like that, if she doesn't want to cook, go and buy food for her. Ask her what she wants. You have to be petting her now. What I mean by that is, if he didn't ask for advice, he would think the wife is a bad person. But whatever will make a woman to be craving, some women in pregnancy, they'll be eating soap. Soap. You know this green liquid soap? Someone, you say what? He will say, she will say because she has cravings. I have never been pregnant before. But you women, you know your experiences whenever you are pregnant. If a man doesn't know that one, you know there's a problem. So shawir, I want to encourage all of you, seek advice, seek counsel. Let there be a face saver. You know, somebody like you say, look, if not for what Ustaz said, I would never have forgiven you. Look for those kind of person. If not that Ustaz begged me on your behalf, this marriage will have come to an end. Look for somebody who can save your face. You understand what I mean? May Allah make it easy for us. And may Allah forgive me, and may Allah forgive you too. For those who are into polygamy, they say I should include something about them. But, you know, maybe during question and answer, we are going to go into that detail. May Allah forgive me. May Allah forgive you too. I hope you have learned one or two things. Those who are single, those who are singlets, and those who are married. May Allah have mercy on us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, let's just go straight to the questions and answers because we shouldn't again. I think it's well summarizing. Okay, the first question I will throw back to Ustaz here is this. It says, Assalamu alaikum. I'm intending polygyny. What happens if the co-wife is positive for any of the medical tests which was not conducted, any test that was done before the nikah held? So now after the nikah, the wife is tested, probably something positive.
Okay, assalamu alaikum. I think Coach Aisha mentioned some of these tests earlier on. They are very important. And if a person is tested, maybe hepatitis B and all of those things, there are things that you should make sure you revisit. But let me say something to you. Please, some people are HIV positive, which is not the fault of theirs. Sometimes it happens like that. Please check and be very sure first. We have a platform for those who are positive in one form or the other. It's a very private matter. It's something that's very personal. And that is why, if you can, please chat with me privately, Because we have some brothers who have shown up, they said, please let me look for somebody with equal viral load as my own. And we have some ladies who also have shown interest. It's just that it's something we don't announce because we keep it strictly private. And from January to this time, many of such have married. And some of them are also able to have children that are negative. We have a lot of medical people who support us in that regard. But you see, we don't make it public because it's extremely a private matter. Please, if you find yourself in that situation, just chat with me privately. I hope you understand. You should have my number, chat with me privately. Salaam alaikum, I am so and so. Concerning what we discussed, this is my situation, I need a husband, or this is my situation, I need a wife. We know how we meet, you know how we do it, which I will not announce to us here. I hope you understand. So let everybody check that before they go into marriage so that you don't, your mind should be at rest. Don't go and marry somebody who is negative and then you will not start feeling guilty. If something happens tomorrow that, hey, yeah, and I'm the one that did it to him or did it to her, you don't have to feel guilty at all. This thing happens to anybody and there are many people who have it and it's a private matter. We don't discuss it openly. Thank you.
Okay, the other question here says, I was in a relationship with a brother for 8 years, who I discovered to have been engaged with his cousin 5 months ago. So after our breakup, I got a brother who is willing to marry me this December. Then all the Islamic preparation has been made, a date has been fixed. Last week, I discovered he had hepatitis B. I am 30 years of age, what is your advice? Coach Aisha.
Huh? Okay, don't forget
Assalamu alaikum. These are private matters and contact me privately so that we can discuss it. Inshallah.
Okay, there's going round that has the names and number of all the coaches in house here. Okay, another question here. I think this is for a philosopher. Are all rational delay part of divine restriction? It's not a divine restriction. There is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is.
Allah said, Inna adayna usabila, ima shakira wa ima kafura. So in that case, that tells you that you also have hand in what happened to you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam to that. Coach Aisha, there's a. It says, is it Islamically permissible to directly approach a sister? For the second speaker.
Assalamu alaikum once again. Is it Islamically okay to approach a sister with offer of marriage? Yes. As long as you do it with wisdom, it is allowed. You can also send somebody if you feel you're more comfortable with that. And for hepatitis, it's treatable. Now it will depend on you. If you're comfortable with, supporting your to-be through that process. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. The adhan for Salat al-Maghrib is already going on. So meaning we need to draw the curtain. For those that have their questions here, there is this A4 paper going round that has the names of all the coaches, marriage counselors. So at this juncture, we would like to have our director of... The first 10 people that came. Okay, we have a gift for the first 10 people that came. If your names fall between number 1 to 10, because the adhan is already going, we have the contacts, we can contact them. So we would like to give the mic for the vote of thanks to our director of foreign affairs, inshallah.
Billahi samil alim min ash-shaytan ar-rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wa salatu ala rasulillah wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. I, on behalf of the center, as the director of external relations, give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making it possible and easy for both participants and those who facilitated the process to be here and actually be part. And, second, we thank the Ustaz Abdul Fattah Ademi for this interaction and giving us the ability to be here and share with each other. And I must say personally also thank to them for my personal gain of being part of this. Even I can claim to be probably the oldest. I've been married for 39 years.
39 years.
39 years with my wife, and we've never had, well, the practical divorce, but we divorce every day. And remarry, but I consider myself as having actually the best marriage of the world, because I'm very happy with my wife, and I believe she's also very happy. And yet we're still learning, and we come here to learn and to learn.
Allah.
As a couple, you keep learning. You keep learning. You keep being available to improve for each other. You keep looking to be better and better every day. And by so doing, inshallah, this lecture will have instilled in you the ability to invest, the ability to also look at the investment as what it really is. It's an investment, it's not an expense. Having been married is a responsibility and is a package. It comes with challenges, it comes with all sorts of other issues. But at the same time, you will never have anything better. So please, my brothers and sisters, be happy to be together. And we here at the center, the International Center for Islamic Culture and Education, we're also always available and happy to support you and to give you the necessary advice and guidance. And with our Sheikh here, who is the Director of Counseling, Arts and Culture, who is also always passionately at supporting people, who is leading our discussions here. Ta'ala reward him abundantly and give him the ability to continue supporting people. Like all of us need some advice one time or the other. You never become fully knowledgeable to say you don't need anybody's advice. Be it for the first time you are getting married, or for people like myself who have been married for nearly 40 years now, you still need continuous advice and continuous guidance. So with that, I would say thank you very much for attending, and whenever we call upon this sort of gathering, please endeavor to attend. You never come and go away without gaining something. When you come and attend, you will go away being a better person than you came. And that way, therefore, you always benefit. And we always endeavor to make it worth your while. So let us work together towards improving the ummah. Together with our efforts and your participation, we will always become a better ummah. And that is our wish, that is our prayer, and this is the prayer of the center and one of the mandates of the center. So once again, on behalf of the center, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the ability. We thank the organizers, and especially Ustaz Abdul Fattah and his team of counselors for giving us this wisdom. And for those of you especially who have spent the whole time patiently listening and participating in the process, because without you, we cannot hold this gathering. Without you participating, we will feel our service is not required. But with you having come here and joining with us and staying all the way through to the end is really very supportive. And so thank you very much, and jazakumullahu khairan. May Allah give us the ability to use whatever we learn here to improve our lives.
Ameen.
Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Now, on that note, please keep listening. We have another program coming up very soon. It's a free training on how to make bag, all sorts of bags, ladies' bags, traveling bags, school bags. So the person is coming to train us. Part of it. May Allah reward you abundantly. Chitu.
Okay, remark from Ajia.
Thank you very much too, but I am really not happy for not including me into the list of cancellations. No, I'm just joking, but believe me, for getting to 52 years, I am supposed to be one of the counselors. Thank you very much.
So
Prof, yes. Closing dua.
صلوا على النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى رسول الكريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي أوزعني أن أشكر نعمتك التي أنعمت علي وعلى والدي وأن أعمل صالحا ترضاه وأدخلني برحمتك في عبادك ربنا تقبل سميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم ربنا سلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لا نكونن من الخاسرين ربنا لا تجعلنا فتنة للقوم الكافرين ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين يا الله آمين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين صلوا على النبي المصطفى